Hey, what's up everyone? This week we're at my home course, which is also my backyard. Check out what's in the bag. More specifically, what's in the box. So this year I made the upgrade from a grip bag to the ridge roller with the R3 box. Been really happy with it so far. I would say for your casual player, it's probably a little overkill with the amount of stuff it can carry. But if you're playing lots of tournaments like I do, you can carry everything you need and then a lot more. I've got a couple bins on the bottom I just got off Amazon. These can hold quite a bit though. This one I've got some Sharpies, some emergency toilet paper, rangefinder, field hockey ball for anything gets stuck in the trees, some bug spray, scorecard, clipboard, extra mini. And in the second pack, we've got snacks on snacks. Got granola bars, any flavor you want, some candy, another mini, a couple dollars in case anyone hits an ace. Then we've got chapstick, hand sanitizer, band-aids, some tape, extra carabiners. Got some tools to tighten the wheels and a couple of the things on the cart, knife. And then we've got the putter pouch. We've got mini pocket. We've got pencil. I've been doing this year. I play a lot of courses just once or twice a year, so I've been keeping course notes on courses I don't play often. Spot for scorecards, stuff like that. My putters. And then we've got a water bottle. And it's got a big pocket for wallet, keys, phone, whatever you want. Another water bottle holder. This one I've just got some trail mix in. And that's about it for the non-disc stuff, but you can hold a ton in this. I can strap a umbrella onto the pole as well. Oh, and I've also got a cell phone holder here to do some filming when I'm out in the course and just hit record and it's good to go. Okay, let's check out the discs now. Start with my putting putters. I've got two gravity clutches that I use just for putting. They've got a good stiffness, not too hard, but semi-stiff and grippy. Really good for all weather conditions. Grab the chains. I only use these for putting, so they don't get beaten up too much, but I've got two of them in case I ever really ding one up during a round or somehow lose it. And then my main upshot disc, it's my only non-legacy disc. It's a VIP harp, whatever the champion style plastic is. Use this for forehand, backhand, overstable approach shots. Probably anything inside about 200 feet, or if I need to do little flex forehands. That's my main upshot disc. Now let's check out what's in the box. I'm one of the people that keeps their discs organized all the time, so we've got putters to drivers, understable to most overstable, so that'll be the order we go in. I carry two hunters. This blue one is my most understable putter. I don't use this one very often, but I'll throw this for low power straight shots, or if I need to hold a big turnover line through the woods, or kind of a trick shot forehand turnover, but this one doesn't come out very often. The blue and purple hunter is much newer, a lot straighter. This one will pretty much hold whatever line I put it on. I can throw it for hyzers, anhyzers. This one's a really stiff plastic, so it feels good coming out of the hand with a lot of power. Throw this for mainly straight shots and shots that I need to finish going a little left or a little right. It's not going to fade too much either way. And then I also carry 2 clutches. The Hunters were all Icon plastic, as well as these clutches. This is probably one of my older discs. It's one of the first run clutches. It's got, I think, 5 aces on it now, so you'll notice this is the only non-blue disc in the bag. This thing is really broken in. I throw this on a little bit of a hyzer, will flip up and drift right and hold that turnover line. Really doesn't fade back much at all unless I give it a lot of height. But this one's got some magic in it. Eagled hole 18 at Maple Hill through the sucker gap, if you're familiar with the green. Hit a little forehand through the 4 or 5 foot gap there, in for a 2. One of the very few tournament eagles on that hole. So if I'm trying to throw in a lucky shot, this is usually the disc I'll reach for. And then another Icon clutch. This one's just a bit more overstable. It's not going to turn over too much. Use this for shots out to about 250 feet. Just nice flat release, fly straight, finish pretty good to the left. Nothing crazy though. This one comes out if it's a little bit too windy for the red grinder that I just showed you. Also use this for little flip up forehand shots if I need to hit a tight tunnel in the woods. That's all my putters. Now onto the mid-ranges. I carry 3 different mid-range molds. Most understable one is this Gravity Ghost. This thing is seriously beat in. It's seen some action in the woods. I'll throw this for shots that I need to keep turning right, even in a big tailwind. If I need to hit a turnover tunnel in the woods. This thing is super broken in. I've actually got a 400-foot ace with this disc in a huge tailwind. Just flipped up and rode straight forever in the wind. But this one doesn't come out too often. It's very understable, but when I need it, it's there. This next one is a Pinnacle Valor. It's basically dead straight. If I throw it hard and flat, it'll drift a little right and then fade back a little left. Use this mainly in the woods if I need to hit something just perfectly straight that doesn't finish one way or the other much. This one doesn't get a whole lot of use, but it's a good straight disc if I need something that's not gonna finish hard one way or the other. Now I've got a Pinnacle Ghost. You'll notice all my discs are blue mostly. This was the first one. My buddy Tom gave this to me, the Heisenberg blue, if you will. Pinnacle Ghost, it's pretty broken in as far as ghosts go. It'll turn a little bit, but it'll still fade out. It's your classic overstable mid-range. I use this mainly on hyzer shots, backhand hyzer shots. I don't really throw this forehand at all. 300 feet with a hard hyzer finish, I'll be throwing this. And then my new main mid-range is a Icon Pursuit, one of Legacy's newer mid-ranges. I'll throw this backhand and forehand for hyzer shots, pretty much anything between 275 and 325. This one's super broken in. I'll throw it hard and it'll get a little turn and then just fade hard, both backhand and forehand. I'll throw it for forehand rollers. It's nice and overstable. It'll hold a straight forehand roller line for a long way. And then it's Big Brother, the Legend Pursuit. This thing's pretty much brand new. It doesn't get a whole lot of use because it is like really overstable right now. But if it's real windy, I'll break this out. Again, forehand and backhand. The occasional forehand roller trick shots. Annie forehands that'll flex out real quick. But this one's mainly in the bag in case it gets really windy. And let's see, now we've got some fairway drivers. I definitely have a bit of overlap with these, but I've got the room in the box, so I carry them all. We've got a Pinnacle Patriot 170. This is one of the first legacy discs I bagged. At this point, this thing is just broken into that perfect turnover line. I mean, they start out nice and straight, but now if I throw this hard, it'll flip up and ride right the whole way. Give it a lot of air. It can get a ton of distance. I'll throw this for rollers too. And occasionally, if I'm in the woods and need to hit a tight gap and turn over, I'll throw a turnover forehand with this. But mainly in the bag for huge turnover shots. And then I carry two Pinnacle Phenoms, basically the exact same discs. One's got the Huck Lab, one's got the Blue Tornado die on it. Both like mid 170s. Both are basically straight to turnover discs. If I start them on a little hyzer, I can get them to flip up to flat and finish left. But these are both kind of tunnel shot discs I'll use in the woods. Good disc to have, nice straight flight out to about, I would say 400. Then they start getting a little more understable if you're putting more power than that on them. But carry two of them just in case, lose one. Kind of breaking them both in at the same time to keep them the similar stabilities. And then I carry three rivals. Most understable to overstable. This is the very first one I ever bagged. At this point, it's probably more like a Patriot than a rival, really. I'll throw it on a little bit of a hyzer. It'll flip up and just drift right the whole flight. Really won't finish left at all unless I put a lot of hyzer on it. But this is probably my most trusted disc. If I need to hit like a tunnel in the woods that's pretty long, I can throw this hard on a hyzer and it'll flip up and just ride straight. Probably my most thrown disc that I've got in the bag today. Then we've got a slightly newer Pinnacle rival. This one is, I would say, more true to a rival flight. Pretty much absolutely dead straight. It'll hold a hyzer. If you put it on a hyzer, throw it on an Annie, and it'll ride out of it and land flat. I'll use this if it's a little windy and the black and blue isn't going to hold up in the wind. I'll reach for this for forehand chip shots out to, I'd say, 275 to 300. But this pretty good staple for any kind of wind. I'll reach to this one. And then my most overstable rival, this is just a stock, brand new Pinnacle rival. I'll reach for this one if I'm throwing a risky shot over water that I don't really want to risk one of my broken in ones. I'll throw this for a little bit harder forehands that'll handle a little more torque. Hyzer shots, this one will push out to about 350 on a nice hyzer line, and I can trust that it's not going to flip up and get lost in the wind or anything like that. But this one's mainly in the bag as a backup and to get broken in along the way. Then I carry a couple kind of control drivers, I guess. I've got an Icon Mongoose. This really is only for rollers. Throw this hard and flat and it'll turn right over, get down to the ground and hold a nice roller line. It'll turn over pretty quick though, so I can hit some nice hard turn right roller shots. Really don't throw it for anything else other than rollers. Occasionally in the woods I might need to do some trick shot that's super flippy and I'll break this out, but mainly just for rollers. And then I've got an Icon Enemy. This is one of my staples off the tee for hyzer shots. I would say If I've got room in the sky to throw a forehand or backhand hyzer shot, I'll reach for this out to about 325, I would say. This is pretty overstable. Rip it nice and hard and flat, and it'll fly straight out to, I would say, 250 feet before it starts really hooking up, and it's gonna just dive bomb left. Got the cool Screaming Heads die on it. If you haven't been up there, definitely check it out. It's a crazy course in southern Ontario. And then I guess before we get to the rest of the distance drivers, I carry 2 legend enemies as well. These are both really flat. This gunmetal color came out really flat. These are insanely overstable to the point where I don't even throw them backhand or forehand. I only throw these for thumbers and the occasional forehand roller. They're very overstable. They get a really slow pan back and forth for max distance thumber shots. Not the greatest color to find in the woods, but that's why I've got 2 of them. I've had good luck not losing them yet this year, so knock on wood. But I only throw these for thumbers. And then I carry 6 Outlaws. Probably a bit of overlap on some of these, but again, I've got all the room in the world in the box. So we've got a glow Outlaw. This thing is seriously broken in. I'll throw this for rollers, max distance rollers, air shots, and a tailwind that I need something to hold a turnover. If I've really got a lot of space and I don't really have to worry about being that accurate, I'll throw this for absolute max distance. I can throw it on a hyzer super high and it'll flip over and just ride right forever. Doesn't come out too often. As I said, it needs a lot of space in the air to move, but it's good just to have. Now I've got a lightweight Icon Outlaw. This is 169, and this is probably my farthest flying reliable disc. This one actually has a little bit of finish to the left, and I don't have to worry about it taking off and just going right forever. But it's got a ton of glide with how lightweight it is. I'll throw this one for max distance shots when there's no headwind, and flip it up, get a good amount of turn to the right, and then it'll fade back reliably at the end. But this is one that I'll use in low wind conditions for max distance shots. Then we got a Legend Outlaw. This one is just basically a brand new stock disc, overstable. I'll throw it on a hyzer, it'll flip up a little bit and then fade out hard. I'll throw this if there's a little headwind and I need a straight distance shot. Basically, it's the same as this next one, which is a new Glow Outlaw. This is the one I've been throwing mostly this year for straight to overstable finish shots. Gets out there to about, I would say, on a reasonable golf line, about 450 feet. Good overstable finish, but these two are kind of overlaps. Have them both just in case I lose one. And then this Pinnacle Outlaw has been my main driver for the past at least 2 years. If there's a hyzer shot that I can throw, forehand or backhand, to 400-ish feet, I'll be throwing this. It's very overstable, and I can count on this one to finish on a hyzer. Even in strong headwinds, it'll flip up and turn a little bit, but I can count on it coming back to the left at the end. And this one's broken in quite a bit, but still overstable. And the last Outlaw is a brand new Pinnacle Outlaw. This one's very, very overstable. I don't really throw this one backhand very much. I'll throw this on forehand flex shots, forehand rollers. I'll throw this one for thumbers as well. It's that overstable. If it's super windy, I might break it out, but this one's mainly in the bag for like flex forehand shots that I need to move left and then come back right hard. So this one doesn't come out too much, but it's in the bag. And then I've got a few other things in the box. Got a little knee pad and some extra towels and a birdie bag. But that's it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Turned out a little longer than I expected, but hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.